Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Tuesday the 12th, and today was a beautiful day outside. Could not have asked for much better than that. Possibly if the guy had to complain about something, could have taken a little bit less humidity, but I would never fault it if this was the weather I had all year long. I would take it. So definitely just a gorgeous day. Got up, sun shining, felt great to be alive and all that good stuff that comes along with it. Slept like crap, had some nightmares, had a extremely vivid nightmare that really freaked me out. It wasn't like the werewolves and demons, just like a really crappy situation that may or may not play itself out in my life, I guess. I hope it never plays itself out. But it was that weird, like, I just adamantly knew it was a full fluid, like, it was so real that when I woke up, it actually freaked me out that I was like, what the hell? And I had to actually look at the date on my phone to see even what day it was, because this happens in the future in that dream. And it really just, it twisted me up a little bit. It was kind of weird. It was just really super odd. Woke up, just heart going like crazy, and I was fully awake, and I was awake for hours after that. That part sucked. But overall today, last night when I was sleeping sucked, but today was beautiful. So got around, got a handful of things here done, nothing really major. Went out and did some watering and some plants and that. We've been getting rain off and on, not enough to keep some of my decorative plant foliage, whatever you want to call it, up and going. So I went ahead and basically had out there. It's surprisingly how long it takes to water flowers on multiple properties here. Just dragging hoses around and all that good stuff is kind of an odd little thing. So got that all taken care of. Ended up taking the dog out, and we kind of did a little just playing around the yard and stuff, just kind of trying to do a little bit of the every once in a while, I like to roughhouse with him and that, kind of let him burn off some frustrations and energy that way. Seemed to have a good time. Got finished up here, headed out for my run. Actually went to Walmart and bought myself some new underwear. I have not bought new underwear that wasn't for running, compression underwear, in, oh crap, I'm going to say probably maybe 10 years, 15 years. Seems like forever. So definitely I'm not a guy who's real hard on my underwear, but I'd found some I really liked a long time ago, and I'd bought a bunch of them. So the ones I bought today, I put on after my shower, and I do not like them. They are itchy, they are scratchy, and they are just not cut properly at all. So they will be going back, which seems like such a dicky move to do, is return underwear, but these things suck. So I'm not willing to throw away 12 bucks just because I'm too embarrassed to take back underwear. So I'll be taking that back. Yes, I am that cheap. So definitely not a big deal there. Got finished up with that. Went out and did my run. Went to the gym, changed, which pretty much the only thing I'm doing at the gym anymore now is using it as a locker room almost. But went ahead, changed out there, headed out for my run, ended up knocking out a little 10K up around the upper res and that. It's kind of a semi-nice trail. It's not really that well groomed. There's a lot of like holes and stuff. You can twist an ankle on it pretty easily. But for some reason, that trail starting out, it just seems to kick my butt. When I feel like I'm putting out a 8-9 minute pace energy, I swear I look down at watch and I'm doing 12-minute average. It makes no sense at all. I've been trying to run it a little more often, kicking the idea around about running a trail 50K here before long. And before I do that, I want to make sure I can kind of handle a little more. The trail I was on yesterday at the timber was just a lot of single track, and almost a lot of it is no track at all, just kind of free running through the timber, and that just destroys me. So I need to have some kind of path mentally, I think, to run on to really keep my mind in the game. And that no path running is just kicking my butt. So I'm trying to get out there where I can get to where I can run a no path or sort of a deer path kind of thing, to where I can get that mentally whipped. Then I'll have a much better chance of actually running a 50K on a single track or a double wide track run. But it's actually, you can truly tell it's a trail. So who knows? My buddy's hitting me up wanting to know if I want to pace him on a 100-miler early next month, and I told him I'd be up for it, but not sure if he's wanting me to pace the full 50 in the back half or just the last 25, or how he wants to do it. I did see that same race has a actual 50K or a 50-miler, and they have a full marathon. I thought about entering the full marathon, which starts 1 hour after the start, or was it 15 minutes? I don't know. It starts shortly after the 100-miler starts, and the 50-miler starts at the same time. And my thought was I could run the marathon. It's the same loop that the 100 miler is, just four loops. This one you start back 1.2 miles, I think it is, and you hit the 25-mile loop. So that right there wouldn't be too bad. I'd have a full knowledge of the full loop, which would be nice, and then I could rest for a few hours and then go out and finish the fourth loop with him as a pacer. So I'm liking that idea a lot. I've never run a full marathon and then possibly as short as 4 hours later, 5 hours later, somewhere in there, run another full marathon basically. Because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go ahead and run the 1 point something at the end after it's over, just to go ahead and knock out. So I have 2 full marathons within a number of hours there, within 24-hour period, where he'll be running a 100-miler. I'll have 50 off in the middle there. So that'll be interesting. Also, they do have, if I decide to go out there, they have, and I let them know ahead of time, they have dog bibs. So I'll be able to actually let Bruce run the official marathon finisher with me, which would be pretty damn cool. I'll be really excited about that. So I'm kind of hoping he leans toward that race. I'm kind of leaning towards him just doing a 50-miler instead of the 100-miler, but we'll see what happens, and he can do what he wants. So the fact I know there's a single marathon in it, I think I might knock the marathon out and then pace him at the end. He says he doesn't need a pacer if I want to run the marathon 50 or the 100-miler myself. He says he can handle it without a pacer. But if I'm not going to be able to pace for him, I'm going to definitely do some emailing around and trying to find him a pacer, because the website's really good about having, sounds like they're really good about finding people who want to help you out and want to pace you in the process. So that right there would be really cool. And if I do the 100-miler, I'm going to see if I can enter my dog in that also. I'll probably run him the first 25-mile loop, drop him back off at the aid station there. I'll find some people who are dog lovers, let them kind of take care of him for the next 2 laps, which would be the 50 miles in between. He can rest during that time, which will be, crap, might be as much as like 10 hours or so. So he'll have plenty of time down to rest, and then when I come back in for that final loop, I'll take him back out with me so he can start and finish it with me together on those 2 25-mile loops. Hoping that goes well. If I decide to do it, there's a giant part of me does not want to do that. I really have been thinking about doing a 100-miler, but it's 100-mile in a couple years, or at least late next year. I've only been running for like a year and 8 months now. It's all I've really been running, and that seems like such a dumb... Like, I haven't really even got my full, I haven't got my mind wrapped around the whole concept yet. But I'm liking the idea of doing the marathon, then finishing the next 25, pacing my buddy. I think that right there would be a really good run. So we'll see what happens and what that comes up to. So, like I said, I did get out on my run today. Coming back, heading back towards the car at the end of the little 10K. I ran into a lady who, the couple women actually wanted to stop and wanted to pet the dog kind of thing. And Bruce, is always so happy to see people. Went to the first lady, kind of all happy. Went to the second lady who was calling him over trying to pet him. And then he was all happy and stuff. He looked up at her and got close enough he could smell her. And he just kind of walked away from her, like just ignored her completely and stuff. And I kind of, hollered, it's like, come here and meet, kind of meet her and stuff. And then he came back over and looked at her and stuff, and looked at me, and the just looked at me, just stared at me like, I don't want to talk to this woman. And he had that weird look of just like, what the hell? And then he walked away, and he'd come back and he'd look at me really weird, but he wasn't going near her. She started talking, and I realized why he didn't want nothing to do with her. She was the woman whose husband was going to shoot him because he supposedly was chasing their cows or some crap. I'm not sure what the hell the deal was, but she was the last owner before the people I got him from. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, we're gone. I kind of let her babble on a little bit about the dog and whatnot and how happy she was. He was with me and yada yada, looked happy and all that stuff, and how good he looked and yada yada. And I just kind of said, okay, we got to get a run and go on, and took off. And it was amazing how within just 20, 30 yards, he kind of looked at me like, thank you. He just had that weird look of like the tension. You could see his muscles tense and stuff on him standing there next to her. And we got 20 yards down the trail, and he was just back to himself. He's like, I'm good again. So that right there was really just, I don't know, such an uneasy feeling. I wanted to scream and yell and cuss that woman, but I knew it was not the time and place. So I went ahead and let it go, and I believe she'll have to answer for whatever she and her husband did to him in the past. So I don't know what that is, so I really can't say what kind of punishment it needs to be. So anyway, that's all I've got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.